Good evening, fellow punchers. Mickey D back at you here on Wednesday evening at about 7:15 with four for tomorrow. Two at Clonmel and two at Lingfield. Four ran today and one of them refused to come out of the stalls. He threw in the towel. He said, "It's my ball. I'm going home. I've enough food." Didn't come out. Money back as a free bet with some of them. Some of them I think might have given cash back. That was Clonmel. Swift Flight ran first today. The draw beat him, and I normally that side of the track the draw is best, but not today. Fast Response carrying Tinstone 7. The run came too quick from last Saturday, obviously, because it tied up in the last furlong when it's normally doing its best work. And then the same could be said for St. Arthur Sword. He raced last Saturday and it probably knocked a bit out of him. But I did mention last night, and it was my selection for the race until I seen the prices, which was 50 to 1. I said they'll still think I'm drunk if I go tipping up this horse. But I said to have a few pound on it, be no harm. And I see, I had a 5 each way in it. That's what I had at 50 to 1 last night. I see Ryan Gooner was the first one to jump up and down on the bus as it passed the line. Bob R, Danny Joyce, Liam Hines, Lee C was on it, Paul Sisson. Porrick Sheardon made his first jump onto the bus today, and he was a real shrewdy. Porrick Sheardon backed it with Ladbrokes last night at 60 to 1. There's an enhanced price, obviously. Ian Miller had a double with Contrast. Now that had to be a huge payout. John Shaw, Paul Moore, David Walsh was on at 50s, Eric Fawcett, Neil Palmer on at 50s. Joseph Burns cashed out for 846 after having two winners. I don't know how the other two did. David Graham had a double. Alice Dare, first time on the bus as well today, as was Michael Mullen. He backed Mr. Rango as well. Lots of shrewdies on the bus today. CJ Lifts had a 5 each way on. Tony Murray in the States, just after going back from vacation, had a 10 each way at Toad Price. He pulled a couple of hundred on that. Roy Harris, the Shrewdy in Cork, was on at 40s. Gavin Ingram and Brian Carroll, and there was a few more. But that's great. Well done. One like that always comes once in a while. If it was a bit shorter, there's that cat. Is there a cat? He must have slipped in the door and on to me on a wet evening. On to tomorrow. I'll go quickly through them. The 3:30 at Clonmel, it's a 2 miles hurl. Hey Johnny for Tom Mullins. And Tom is having a pretty decent year this year. Hey Johnny is a half-brother to that talented horse, Sir Gerhard. It ran in 7 bumpers. It won 2 of them. They brought it along slowly, this horse. Obviously not as talented as the half-brother. But it won 2 bumpers, and it won one of them beyond in Ballinrobe on heavy ground and one in Punchestown. And then it ran 4 times over hurls, and they weren't too busy on it. And I got a rating of 98. First time in a handicap. The last time it was only beaten about a length and a half. Looked all over the winner, probably a couple of hundred yards from the line. Danny Mullins was on. This is a qualified riders race. Young Charlie Mullins is on, claiming 7 as well. That's the danger in qualified riders race, because you can have inexperienced jockeys, but he'll be all right. But I'm more worried about the ones around him. They might fall in front of him or bother him, because any of them gossoons that's related to trainers, they're riding horses when they're in short trousers, so they're well able to ride. So hopefully he opened up at 4 to 1. He's into 5 to 2, 2 points win. The money is down for it. That's the 3:30. But just prior to that, in the 3:25s, in Lingfield, there's a listed fillies and mares race. It's a mile 5. It was won 7 of the last 10 years by a 3-year-old. Sila Rosa won it last year. There's a horse there, a 3-year-old, down at the bottom, One Evening. It's a homebred by Lady Bamford. And Coolmore are in the ownership now as well. It's out of Galileo. It's only ran twice. It ran on soft ground. It was 4th first time out. But it ran in the last day at Kempton. And it ran well. It broke grand, and it got into horror bother then coming up the stretch in 2 or 3 times. But it showed a good turn of foot to beat the favourite. Now, there was money for the last year, I think, to 6 into 7 to 2. and they're chucking it straight into a listed affair. 3-year-old, the stats say I have to pick that. That opened up 4-1 as well. It's into 11-4. That should go well now tomorrow, because there's a few of them in it. Pennymore is rated 95 or 6, and Inchicore is in it, and one of them. But this is the young progressive horse, hopefully now. So I like it. Then at the 4:35 at Lingfield, there's a Class 2 handicap as well. 11 declared. Dhabab for John Gosden. Rob Haviland is riding. It hasn't ran for 12 months. That's just the danger, but you'd hoping that Gosden would have it ready first time out. It won actually first time out when it ran as a 2-year-old. It's only ran 5 lifetimes, 5 runs in its life. They're probably gearing this up, you see, at Lingfield for Good Friday next year. So it's 7-2, a point win on that. I wouldn't be as confident about that as the other one, with not the recent run, but at the same time, Gosden should have it fairly right, you know. And then there's an outsider. I tipped up there a couple of weeks ago, a horse called Portstorm for Colin McBrackney up the north, and it's out of Shrocko. So they withdrew the last two because there was unsuitable ground. It was good. It's get its ground tomorrow. 20s into 10s. It's 12s. That was with 365. It's 12s from 20s with the green bouquet. It was second in February in Punchestown on soft to heavy, and then it ran in the Ulster National, but was tumbled at the first or second fence by Peaches and Cream. So that's the 4 anyway. Well, how do you do, young Willie McBride? Do you mind if I sit here down by your graveside and rest for a while beneath the warm summer sun? I've been walking all day and I'm nearly done. I see by your gravestone you were only 19 when you joined the Great Fallen in 1916. I hope you died well, and I hope you died clean, for young Willie McBride was it slow and obscene. Oh, did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife lowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus, or did the pipes play the flowers of the falling? Did you leave ere a wife or a sweetheart behind? Oh, in some faithful heart is your memories enshrined, although you died back in 1916. Oh, in some faithful heart are you forever 19? Or are you a stranger without even a name, enclosed and forever behind the glass frame? In an old photograph, torn, battered and stained, and faded to yellow in a brown leather frame. Oh, did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife lowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus, or did the pipes play the flowers of the falling? Now the sun, now it shines around the green fields of France. Oh, there's a warm summer's breeze that makes the red poppies dance. And look how the sun shines from under the clouds. Oh, there's no gas, no barbed wire. Oh, there's no guns firing now. But here in this graveyard it's still no man's land, and the countless white crosses lies mute in the sand. To a man's blind indifference and to his fellow man, to a whole generation that were butchered and damned. Now ye guys and girls can sing the chorus. Over and out, bash the bookies.